What's up, gang? Case here with our in-gym and at-home Metcon for Saturday, December 19th. We've got three separate AMRAPs today, totaling 24 minutes of work with 2 minutes of rest in between those. This workout is built so that you can pick up your intensity as you get deeper into the workout, even though it's a longer workout since each AMRAP gets shorter and then each of these movements gets a little bit simpler as we get closer to the end and some of the conditioning pieces get a little bit shorter as well. So that first 10-minute AMRAP, 20 overhead lunge, prescribed weight today for men 25, women 15. You'll be using a plate. Our goal on this lunge is to keep those arms locked out, rib cage down so that we have a tight belly, and then we can do forward or reverse lunge today, whichever version feels better for you. If we start getting tired and those elbows bend, that's your cue to come down, take a break, and then get back up into those reps. Not necessarily looking for 20 unbroken today, a lot of squatting pattern movements. So I would recommend maybe 10 and 10 for those overhead lunges. Next, burpee to plate. I want those to be plate facing burpees, so don't do them up to the side. Think about your basic mechanics. When you pop in, try to get those feet just a little wider than your hands so that you're in a nice shoulder width position that's knees safe, low back safe, hip safe. From there, we can either step up to the plate, jump on, and jump back off, or if you want to keep this movement a bit more efficient, trying to jump from where those feet initially pop in. And then when you jump back, try to only have one touch point before you pop down. One of the things you want to stay away from is a lot of wasted steps in and out on those burpees. Set a pace on those that you can maintain 15 reps unbroken so you're not having to split up those burpee reps today. On our row, mechanics I want you to focus on today. Head position. It was in the article that we posted last week. I think we mentioned it in one of the videos last week. But one of the things that you should be watching today is your pace per 500 meters and trying to keep that consistent on that simple monitor that's going to be the second line down. The mechanic piece is I want you to set that monitor up at a height. You can tilt that screen where you need it. So that second line is right at your eye level when you sit tall. And then we're going to keep our eyes on that second line as we reach forward and as we come back. That's going to help us keep tall posture. That's also going to help us lead with some of the right pieces. So leading with our eyes today, get all the power out of the legs, then we lean back, then finish with the arms. Other big flaw I see, especially as people get tired, is a lot of wasted up and down motion. Think about that chain being on a rail, straight in, straight out, and you're reaching right for the center of that little rectangle where the chain goes in. Rows get shorter each AMRAP today, so big thing there. It's for meters, so a little bit slower on your cadence. Definitely stick to that 1 second strong pull, 2 second return, because you will get those meters to rack up even on that return, which is important when you've got 24 minutes of total work time today. Moving into AMRAP number 2, we've got jumping lunge and then burpee, but not to a plate this time. On that jumping lunge, want you to get to full extension every time before you come back down. If you feel like you're coming down and banging your knee, if you're not able to maintain good posture, then break this down into a couple steps. Think about this as a split squat. Switch your feet. If you need to, adjust your feet. Split squat down and up. Jump, adjust. If that feels good, then you can get into that more dynamic piece. I like to throw my arms up, do what's comfortable for you. Once again, getting your hips, ankles, and knees to full extension at the top, and then making sure that we're controlling that down, keeping our posture tall. Same thing there. I wouldn't recommend trying to do 20 reps at a time. 10 and 10 is going to be a good approach. Taking a little bit of movement out of our second burpee, just going for standard burpees here. Get up to full extension. Same mechanics, hands right beneath the shoulders. Be smart about where you're popping those feet in and out. And then you're back to your row or your run if you're doing the at-home version. So check those meters in Wodify. The meters for the run are a little bit different than the meters for the row. And then moving into our last AMRAP, we've got 6 minutes, 20 air squats, 15 up downs. On air squats, if you've got the ability, get your hip crease below your knee. Come up with a consistent breathing pattern. That's a quicker movement. So a lot of times I'll stick with a in for a rep, out for a rep. Those, I think you can shoot for unbroken sets there, but just depending on where that fatigue is setting in, be smart. Up downs. So taking out the ground portion of the burpee, hands are going to go down, feet pop back, keep those toes about hip width. And when you hit here, I really want you to think about hands pressed through the ground, butt tight, belly tight. We're trying to hit a good plank in the bottom. Pop back to a good plank. Make sure your legs get to full extension and you're not shorting that pop in or out. On those, I think you can move through those unbroken. This last AMRAP is a little bit shorter, so this is where we're going to push the intensity. Breaking up your reps some in those first two AMRAPs, and then when you get to that last AMRAP, trying to move through those movements more unbroken. Pick up that intensity a little bit as that time domain gets shorter on each one. Good luck on today's Metcon, and we'll see you back on Monday.